Hello and welcome to episode 370 of the Heart of Markness Led Zeppelin podcast. How's it going? I'm Mark. I wasn't around last week. It was just busy, and by the time I had some time, I didn't have any gumption, and then I didn't have any more time. So it was just too busy. I couldn't do it last week, and I didn't want to deliver just a bullshit kind of thing that didn't mean anything. So I skipped it. Happens sometimes, not that often. But we're back this week with Jimmy Page and Robert Plant on their Walking Into Clarksdale tour at... Oh, that's very interesting. That's not exactly where it said. That's not at all. Okay, well, I'm terribly sorry. The title that I downloaded of the torrent was Jimmy Page and Robert Plant at the Gorge in Washington, in George, Washington, the Gorge. Great place, kind of like Red Rocks. As far as an outdoor venue, that's legendary. But no, it is Jimmy Page and Robert Plant on July 7th, 1998 at the MCI Center in Washington, D.C. That's okay. We'll listen to that. Or I just read it wrong, which is possible. Maybe I read Washington instead of Washington. In any case, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, July 7th, 1998, Washington, D.C. audience recording. This is their Walking Into Everywhere tour in support of their album Walking Into Clarksdale, which was the album that they did of all new material. And they recorded it in a similar chronological sense as they did the album Presence, which was done, I think, in 15 days. They just went in and kind of did it, which is why I think, in my opinion, many of the songs on that album sound kind of the same, because they all seem to be birthed from the same place at the same time. But who knows? It's still good. This tour is insane. So good. They have gelled as a band at this point, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. By 1998, what was Robert Plant's band, in which Jimmy Page was participating, became Jimmy Page's band, in which Robert Plant was participating. Because if you cast your minds back to 1994, when Page and Plant first got together again after so many years, it was basically Robert Plant's solo band at that time, which provided the nexus, the skeleton, the framework upon which Page and Plant were built. So you had Charlie Jones on bass. Yes, sorry. I saw Michael Lee's face and kept saying Charlie Jones. Charlie Jones on bass, who was also at the time Robert Plant's son-in-law, and then Michael Lee, Robert Plant's drummer, on drums, and then Jimmy Page, rounding out the quartet with Robert. By 1998, Michael and Charlie, or Charles, or whatever, had started gravitating more toward Jimmy's side, energy-wise and musically, whereas Robert kind of held the reins at first with, like, let's keep this in mind. This is my project in which you are kind of participating, because MTV came up to me and asked if I could do this. Because, as you know, Robert was very particular and sensitive about the bringing up and the carrying on of his Led Zeppelin persona and career during his solo career, especially in the 80s, but it started to taper off a bit when he turned 40 and his albums weren't selling that well. But anyways, it's a very interesting period. Jimmy Page's playing has improved. I mean, it was great beforehand, obviously, but just being on the road and being active and being involved with projects and recording and touring got his juices flowing, got the fingers a little more nimble, and it is just a little bit better this tour than it was the one before. So, with all that, let us now listen to this wonderful recording, which, if you are a patron on a paid tier, you can have access to the show on the drive, the cloud drive that I share with my paying patrons. And I have to keep it like that behind the paywall, because when it was free, I got torn apart with more than 80 copyright notices all sent at once and just had no chance to do anything and lost all my stuff immediately. So we're not doing that anymore. So in the interest of that, or in the interest of jumping on dime a dozen and grabbing this yourself, the track list is as follows. It's a 2-disc set: Wanton Song, Bring It On Home, Heartbreaker, Ramble On, Walking Into Clarksdale, No Quarter, And this isn't the PagePlant no quarter. They just went straight with the Led Zeppelin kind of no quarter this time, which is a little sleazy considering it's Jonesy's song, but I get it. Shining in the Light, then a little acoustic set, Going to California, Tangerine, and Gallows Pole. Disc 2 opens up with Heart in Your Hand, one of my favorite songs on the album. Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, always a winner on this tour. How Many More Times, Most High, Whole Lotta Love, Thank You, and then they round it off with Rock and Roll as the encore. So, if it's there, you know where to get it. And if you can't get it from me, you can still go out and get it. Try Guitars 101, try Dime a Dozen. I can't remember where I grabbed this, but I grabbed it. I think it was Dime a Dozen, so it should be a torrent out there. So go find it if and you want it, baby. So, having bent your ear for almost 6 minutes, let us now get into what we call the music part of the show. And we're going to open it up with, very simply, going to play the single off of this album, which was a hit, and kind of like the way that Achilles' Last Stand and Nobody's Fault But Mine got all the time and love in the studio from Presence. Heart in Your Hand, not Heart in Your Hand, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry, I'm so scattered today. Most High had the most work and production and polish done to it. And it's a kick-ass song. There's not a solo or anything in it from Jimmy, just a lot of brown. But it's a great song, and you're going to enjoy it. And live, it absolutely slaps. So let's hear Most High from July 7th, 1998. Here we go.
time tonight, and we've seen a lot of new smiling faces here, and here, and here, and there, and here, and here, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. We'd like to thank you for coming on. We've had a great night. It's nice to see so many happy chappies and girlies. This is how we say, in a very English traditional lullaby way.
That was very nice. I'm a little disappointed in the quality of the recording. It's not that great. And listening to it again, I listened to it through the TV as I was, puttering around the house earlier, and it sounded okay. But listening on the headphones, it is pretty muffled and not that great. So, apologies for that. It's still acceptable, but it's not the most amazing thing we've ever heard. Do you know that this humble yet mighty podcast is courtesy of the Titans who keep us running here? The Titans, of course, being our patrons. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/heartofmarkness. Funny how that works. If you like this podcast, if you like supporting people, etc., and are of a mind and have the means to do so, you are welcome to take a look at patreon.com/heartofmarkness and see if there's something there for you. There is also a free level where you can become a patron for free, which as a patron for free, you get access to all of the additional supplemental episodes that I do. I've started doing, continuing an episode on Patreon. So we'll do a couple songs here, and then over on Patreon, I might do another one or two over there to keep the ball rolling just for them. And if you are one of the magnificent humans who gives me money, that gives you access to the aforementioned cloud drive on which I keep the shows that I've shared with you in their entirety, so you can jump up there and get them whenever you want. As well as you get your own, in addition to the extra episodes that you get every week with the free folks, you also get your own special episode every month that is usually something a little more esoteric. Jimmy Page jamming with Jaco Pastorius, for example, John Paul Jones and Tom Jones and Robert Plant and Jeff Beck and Solomon Burke all playing together. Cool stuff that you may not know about or may not know too much about, and if you are a fan, it may interest you. Excuse me, almost died. May interest you. So, take a look there. And, in addition, you get your name read, unless you tell me not to. So, a Laurel and hearty handshake, thinking of you, Jason, goes out to Adele, or Edel, Terrence, Jimmy, Expat Mike, Stefan, John, Gary, Keith, Steve, George, Edward, also known as Big Ed, Kenny, also known as Kenny of similar size, Pickard, Knegern, Wayne, Brad, Danielle, Tracy, Other and Supreme David, reminding you to get a colonoscopy if it's time to get one, Esox Hunter, Bonzo Billy, and Mimo. Thank you, friends. Now I have, like I mentioned earlier, I've got 40 free members out there, and that's just too many folks to read out. So thank you to all the free folks out there. Love you and are very, very grateful for your support. Just a little bit more and we'll be done. I also have a Facebook group, Heart of Markness Facebook group. If you want to jump on and have a little community of people who like bootlegs, who like Led Zeppelin, who like live music, etc., ask some questions. Hey, where do I find this shit, etc. You can jump up there. There's a bunch of folks, like 300 or 400 folks on there. I can't remember how many now. They're all nice. There's no bullshit. I moderate it. I don't let any spam in there. And you can talk to your heart's content about the show. Talk to me, talk to them, whatever. It's a place to hang out where people are nice. And there's heartofmarkness.com, where I have my podcast there as well. And of course, you can find my podcast anywhere you can find podcasts, but you know that because you found it. Hello. Thank you. All right. Here endeth the lesson. What we are gonna do now, folks, is play for you How Many More Times, a song that they brought back in 98, and it really did it justice. Very, very fun. Very, very fun. Jimmy, we just get to hear Jimmy shine. So here we go, folks. Where's my cursor? There it is. How Many More Times, July 7th, 1998, Washington, D.C.
Jazz time. Mr. Jimmy Page.
On guitar, Mr. Jimmy Page. That was awesome. And it is pretty quiet, I realized. I took a look at the spectrum thingy of the audio, and the reason that it's so quiet is because the peaks are so loud. The loudest parts of the music peak out, and there's not many of them, so I can't increase the volume without there being clipping. And So this is what we're stuck with. So it's a matter of crank it up, and it should be fine because it sounds like there's good stuff there. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you pop on over to patreon.com/heartofmarkness and sign up for a free Patreon account for my thing, doesn't cost nothing, it just means you like me, you'll get to hear another song or two from this show. So there you go. Thanks for listening. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So please take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks.